All right, friends, it's Tina back with a new video. It's on Eddie Hall. He's doing the carnivore diet, which, yeah, you're a carnivore. There's no such thing as carnivore diet. A diet is something outside of what you're eating. But anyway, okay, he wants to call it a diet because, you know, what do you expect from a brainwashed lifting slave? Anyways, let's review this video by the gear lifting slave. Yes, strongman slave. Eddie Hall says 8,000 plus calories, carnivore diet. Eddie Hall, day in the life. Okay.
Hello YouTube.
Hello.
Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to do the first day of a carnivore diet. So
he's going to do the first day of the carnivore diet. Wow. Okay. He's never been a carnivore in his entire life, so he's going to eat a piece of meat for the very first time. Carnivore diet. Okay.
what is a carnivore diet? Carnivore diet is basically eating nothing.
Wait a second. You mean he's never eaten meat in his entire life, so he's going to do the carnivore diet? This makes absolutely no sense.
But animal products, as in meat, animal produce.
Jesus, he's going to do animal products. Meat, this, yeah, okay.
Such as dairy, but trying to eliminate almost completely from your diet sugar. So
oh, he's going to try to eliminate drugs completely. I like how he says, I'm going to try to eliminate drugs completely from my diet, plant drugs called sugar. Oh, okay, he wants to get off drugs, okay.
What's going on?
You mean Eddie Hall's a drug addict? Huh, I thought he had a follistatin, myostatin deficiency in there somewhere, a follistatin deficiency. Man, he makes up so much stuff. What he is fat, is what he is. He doesn't have a deficiency in follistatin, myostatin. And he takes gear, drugs. Why doesn't he just put on the table what he takes, man? Just show you where he gets this fake strength that he injects. Come on. Whoa, look what he's eating here. He's got some fish and eggs.
As you've just seen, I'm going to eat nothing but meat and eggs for a day.
Oh, he's going to eat nothing but what he should be eating, eggs and meat. This man is funny. Okay. And he's going to stop eating the drugs, all right.
The entire day. So we got all the food in ready yesterday. Oh, yeah? And I've got to say the carnivore diet is very expensive.
Well, yeah, I don't know what's more expensive, eating drugs all day because you're not eating anything but drugs and you're hungry and starving, like those vegan compilations. They're all starving, complaining how they're starving. But okay, yeah, Eddie Hall, okay.
Going for as good as high quality meat as I possibly can, and also organic as well. So everything I'm eating is super organic.
It's super organic. Yeah, it's organic. Meat, animals are organic. Man, this guy is funny. Organic.
Things I can't have in the diet: fruits, vegetables.
Wait. You're eating fruits and vegetables? That's you're not a carnivore, bro. That is a diet. You're adding these drugs.
Nuts, carbs, and sugars, especially sugars. So I've done.
I like him especially processed sugars, drugs. Yes, more drugs. Natural drugs, plant drugs, and sugars. Oh fuck! What the hell happened here? Christ, I don't know how that happened, man. Those are like fake advertisements they keep sending up. Messed this up.
Carbs and sugars, especially sugars. So I've done a keto diet before, but being honest, I wasn't super strict on it. I guess the reason I'm doing this is because I've had a few months, well, got a couple of months to sort of do my own thing. Doing my own thing, eating what I want. Training's been a bit all over the place, not really got any angle at the minute. I'm meant to get some fights booked in, and I've put a bit of weight back on.
I like how he says he put on a little bit of weight back on. He's fat all over. He's fat. He's just a fat guy that injected some drugs to give him some fake strength to lift a bunch of stuff. That's all.
So, as you can see, the minute. I'm 168 kilos, which is like 300.
He's 168 kilos, but his tummy and the fat that he carries is probably over 100 kilos. Okay.
375 pounds, something like that. And I'm going to get my body fat measured later as well. So body weight 168, going to get the body fat measured later. And this is day one of my carnivore diet. This will probably go on for 3 months.
Can you imagine if he lost 100 kilos? He'd be like a normal person.
So I'm going to take you through a full day just to see what I'm going to be eating and how I feel through the training sessions, my energy levels, my mood, and everything else. And then I might even at the end of the video tell you how I've slept, because I've heard loads of reports that people on the carnivore diet sleep so much better as well. First thing is water. I'm going to drink 10 plus litres of water every day with a product called Hydro in it to keep hydrated. So first thing up is Phil.
Wow, this guy's so fake. He's going to use that hydro stuff. That's just garbage.
Water bottle. Hey, bro.
Hydro. I think it's called hydro water.
Hello, gorgeous. I found a baby. Hello. Hello, baby.
Is he sure those are his kids? I didn't think he could produce kids. Maybe she had it with Chad.
Oh, God, is she not the prettiest thing
That's a cute baby.
in the world? And my gorgeous, beautiful,
Looks like mom.
splendid.
That baby looks like mom. Doesn't look anything like him. Interesting.
Just want to point out that she's not fat. She's actually...
She is fat.
No, she's not fat. She's just very heavily pregnant at the minute. So
She's pregnant again.
I'm pregnant.
baby's due
You scoundrel, you.
very, very soon. Yes. Yes. This one wants her eggs. Now. I'm going to put a scoop of the hydro in.
These products, they don't do anything for you. I don't know why he eats them. They're highly toxic. They're poison. They're byproducts. They're poison. Why eat this poison? For what purpose? What's behind it? Because he's marketing this stuff to other people to feed them poison as well, to poison you with? The whole thing about the industry, these supplement industries, they just poison you. They don't bypass myonuclear domain. They don't grow muscles. They don't do anything but poison you. They actually prevent you from getting better. They make you worse.
So one of the most important elements of my day is getting...
Let's see how much worse I can get. Age myself, and then by the time I hit 40, I'm completely dead. He looks like he's 50-something years old. Looks like my age. But yet, he's a young guy. Like, wait till he reaches 40. He's going to be in for a big surprise.
Fluids in and staying hydrated. Scoop of hydro in there. It's full of all the essential electrolytes such as magnesium.
The reason I'm doing so well at my age, at 57, is because I don't do any of that stuff. I've never done any of that stuff. Now, I've done some things they could definitely hurt you, but in very short periods of time experimenting. But I've never really done any of that stuff. And I mean, I'm getting better and better just eating what I'm supposed to now. You as a carnivore eating meat, it just makes me better. That's it. That's it. I don't do any of this stuff. Once you're off the plant drugs, you're fine.
Sodium, potassium, and everything else. I'm going to fill it up with a very high quality water. So if you have a look in here, every single cupboard has got a baby lock on it. If you use a stupid magnet, I've got a very high quality water system there. So this takes the water down to absolute bare necessities. You're taking the water back to its raw qualities. And then it runs through a pH machine that brings the pH up to 9.5, and that is the perfect drinking water on the planet, basically. I've had this water tested. It is the best drinking water you can have. And then I add the electrolytes back in, so it's taking all the elements out, all the chlorines and the chemicals and everything else. Pure water, and then I'm putting the electrolytes back in, so it's got some good qualities in there. The thing is, if you drink like raw water, so to say, like distilled water, because it's got no minerals or vitamins or anything in it, what it does is when you drink it, it actually pulls the minerals out of your body rather than the other way around. So it's very important you put minerals back in before you drink it. So, well, I'll fill this up and then we'll get on to breakfast. This is the family fridge. And I've got my own fridge here. Right, so we're going to have a pack of salmon, cottage cheese, eggs, they're out there. and full fat milk. So we can put the salmon and cottage cheese down there.
Well, that's not a carnivore diet then. That's not carnivore. If you're eating these products, it's supposed to be meat. So there you go. It's not pure. You can't say well I'm pure carnivore. Me personally, we live in this world. We're still going to eat some fake food. I mean, some people have fetishes for ice cream or whatever, right? Now, if you don't take it to the extreme, if you're 90% eating 90% meat, and you have room for 10% fake, but that fake can turn to 80%, 90% quickly because the addiction of it.
The eggs going. I think I'm gonna have scrap.
Well, these fake diets, they're based on cravings and addictions is what they're really based on. Meat is not a craving or addiction. You can't get bored of meat. Animals don't get bored of what they're eating. Why would humans? Humans get bored because they've already tasted the drugs. So once you taste these drugs, you can't stop eating them all day.
Eggs. I'm gonna go for 5.
Because it's based on cravings and addictions. It's not based on something that is nutrient-based, healthy for you.
Right, butter is a part of the diet as well, so I'm going to smash in about 50 gram of butter every single meal, or most meals. So the whole point of having lots of fats, eggs, and butter and everything else is because I can't have carbs, so I need to up my calories in the fats. So there's going to be a lot of calories and a lot of protein today. I'm going to estimate probably the best part of I'm going to say 8 to 10,000 calories, but your body uses fats so much more readily than any other energy source. So I'm hoping that eating all these fats is going to make my training absolutely insane. So reading up on some of the...
Can you imagine having real muscle being at 164 kilograms with real muscle? You wouldn't have to take drugs. You'd be amazingly strong because even a 1% increase in muscle mass, and I'm talking about in real muscle, wow, that would already make you super strong. So you go incrementally 1 to 2 to 3% of muscle. Wow, it's incredible, bro, how strong you would be. We are 40% muscle as humans. Ants are 75% muscle. They can lift 10 times their body weight. See that? See the difference? 75. Now, if you were to go to 40 to 45% muscle, wow, that's incredible. You'd be able to lift at least a good 1 time more your body weight. Now, if you were to go to, let's say, 50%, wow, man, that's incredible. 2 times your body weight. You can lift 2 times your body weight without practicing.
benefits
Technically, you should.
on a full diet, so you're meant to sleep better, you're meant to feel like you've got more.
Well, that's an overestimate. I would say, I go back to the 1% rule. So for every I'd say about every 2% increase in muscle, you should be able to lift your body weight. So 2%, 4%, that would be double your body weight. So if you got 4% in muscle, you should be able to lift double your body weight.
Energy, and you're meant to lose weight as well. So, which is just insane. So the thought of eating so much food, lots of fats, and a hell of a lot of protein.
But Eddie Hall is weak because he's fat and he's weak because he has to take steroids or he has to inject drugs to lift heavy weights because he's weak. All of these guys are weak. That's why they have to inject drugs. All these lifting slaves, man, out there, they inject drugs. That's because they're weak, because you're not building muscle and they can't lift 2 times their body weight. They have to take drugs to lift that weight.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to have about half a kilo of protein in total today. So it's going to be a lot.
And they're not building any muscle. They're just injecting strength, fake strength to lift things, and they're just getting fat, really. That's all they're really doing, is they're just fat and injecting strength. It's pretend. The size is pretend. The size can inhibit you even in your performance in these sports. You know who found that out? Pujanovsky found that out, that it inhibits that's why he tried to keep low body fat, but still he's holding an energy source called glycogen in his muscles, giving the appearance that he has muscles. He looks like a bodybuilder. It really is fake. It's just an energy source because he's taking steroids. They grab more energy and place it in the muscle. So he comes off looking that way, but he tried to keep himself looking at least lean somewhat, not body fat ratio to glycogen in the muscle. He still has to carry that glycogen around. Man, you have to haul that weight around. Can you imagine holding up to 100 pounds of glycogen in your muscle? That's crazy. You have to drag that around. So of course you need steroids because you're going to feel kind of weak. But then again, 100 pounds of glycogen, definitely muscle will have to increase somewhat, the muscle mass, because you're carrying 100 pounds of weight. So it has to compensate that weight ratio to muscle. So the muscle will expand automatically. It'll get a little bit bigger because of the weight they're carrying. So let's see, Eddie Hall, I wouldn't say that he doesn't have any, someone has some muscle. If you're weighing 164 kilograms, well, definitely that fat and that dead weight is going to be placed on your muscle. So they do have to expand slightly, a little bit, but not a lot, just enough to compensate. That's about it.
A lot of fats, a lot of calories.
I mean, think about it. Put on 100 pounds on your back and try to walk down the street. And it's hard. It's hard to walk with 100 pounds on your shoulders. Yeah. So that's why over time he gained the weight slowly over time, and his body was compensating with the bone mass and muscle mass to compensate for that. Otherwise, he wouldn't be able to walk around. It'd be too heavy for him to carry that dead weight, that fat that he's carrying.
We're going to see after 2-3 months if it does what it says on the tin, so to say.
Okay, he's destroying all the water-soluble nutrients in the egg. So what's the point, man? Frying it all up, killing it.
Wait.
Real people that are carnivore, they eat it raw. You eat it raw. That's why they call it raw vegan diets. They eat raw. You're supposed to eat raw. Carnivore really is raw. It's based on raw. So, but there's different kind of carnivores. They cook it, and then there's raw.
Put later on, there's a bit of egg there, Jack. Touch some egg. That's your bit there. That's your section. That's your breakfast. Stupid. How come you eat it? My toe! I've got this like really cool feature of the house. Is no matter what mess you make.
Okay. I don't want to
know that.
Okay, so
Twinkle, sparkle.
okay, so he's eating some processed milk and some yogurt with like sugar in it or something. I don't know. Some processed stuff. I don't eat any of that. I don't eat that. That's not part of. He's wrong. That's got sugar in it. It's got what do you call it? Cholesterol in it, man. It's got sugar, bro. This is not pure carnivore. He's lying. He's making this stuff up.
I have to have milk.
This is not pure carnivore. If you're drinking milk and yogurt, forget it.
Absolutely. 100 gram of organic.
He's still getting drugs in his diet, sugar. He's getting it through the processed milk and the yogurt.
Salmon, 152 calories, 22 gram of protein.
Oh yeah, that's amazing salmon, man. Yeah, smoked salmon, amazing.
Smoked salmon going in.
Yes.
Okay. 300 gram of cottage cheese, so half a part is 140 calories.
Okay, I was wrong. It's cottage cheese. I don't eat cottage cheese, and I don't do this milk stuff.
180 calories. 35 gram of protein.
It can't be. The grams of protein, the amount of, the nutrients that you're getting out of it, you killed it. So when they say, well, this amount of protein that you fried it up, you killed it. You killed this stuff.
Be a chef, so I know. It's nothing to do with the fact I've just put 50 gram of butter in there. So 1,500 calories and 106 gram of protein.
Okay.
First thing in the morning. That's a good diet. I think it was Schwarzenegger that famously said about 1.5 grams per pound. So 1.5 grams. So 550 grams of protein.
You don't need 1.5 grams. You don't need any protein if you're not building muscles. You're not building any muscles, so you don't need that much protein per day. You need to eat so that you're not hungry. That's really basically it. I think people just have everything so like backward.
So that's my target for the day.
You're not going to lose any muscle walking down the street. People sometimes don't eat for a day or something or whatever. You're not going to lose any muscle because you didn't eat for a day. You're walking down the street. The only time you're going to lose muscle is in an adaptation. When you get an adaptation, that entire week during the repair and the remodeling, you need to eat a lot. And I mean a lot. Protein synthesis needs to exceed that breakdown to see that mass on that myofibrillar during that repair and remodeling. Otherwise, you're not going to see anything. You're going to get something called an apoptosis, and you'll lose muscle. You'll actually lose fibers and muscle.
550 grams of protein. Just for clarity, I don't usually eat that much protein, if I'm being honest. Because I'd swap some of the stuff out like this for carbs. I was going to say, so far, this is pretty good. Right. Okay, 1,500 calories smashed down and 106 grams of protein.
How was it?
It was nice. It was really nice, actually. I mean, considering it's literally just meat and dairy.
Do you feel full now then?
You know what I do? Yeah, and that was one of the things with the carnivore diet is like make you feel fuller for longer. You know what I do actually? I'm usually, I eat a lot from the breakfast usually. I would usually have salmon, sourdough, cottage cheese. I'd have 200 grams of fruit, 200 grams of carrots, some other things. So yeah, I mean that's nowhere near as much food, but yeah, I feel full.
You feel bloated?
I don't know, that's a tough question at the minute because I've literally just put the last mouthful in of milk, so probably will a little bit, but I feel like 10 minutes I'll be fine.
You feel like energized for that big sesh then?
Have I got energy? Yeah, so I'm going to go for a walk now. I'm going to go walk Wolf, do a bit of stretching, and then get my kit together and head off to Fighting Fit in Stone to do my MMA training. Because I am full-time fight training at the minute. I'm just working with loads of different people trying to get fights booked in. Mariusz Podnoski being the main one, so I'm going to keep my fight training up. Let's go for the walk and then see you in a sec. Oh no, actually, almost forgot. I have to take my morning supplements. Come this way. Daily supplements. So we've got, at the start of every month, I basically put a concoction of greens, fibre, mushrooms, glutathione, vitamin C, everything. I just put it all into here to save me putting a scoop of everything into a tub. So I just have 2 scoops of this into a shaker. And then I have a scoop of the Big D. So Big D is a concoction of ingredients that gives your body everything it needs on a daily basis to grow muscle. So it's got like creatine in there. So have a quick look. The Well-Immune for immunity, peak ATP, estrogen, beta-alanine, and all these things just help build muscle in the body and it activates the Philly.
That doesn't build any muscle. They're filled with toxins and everything. They do the opposite. How can they build a muscle? It's been known fact that none of these supplements build muscles or do anything. They don't work at all. Okay, they don't work. They don't bypass myonuclear domain size limit. It doesn't. Hey, listen. You need more of these nuclei, which are deposited by the satellite cell, to support further muscle growth, like it says in myonuclear domain size limit. Okay, it reaches ceiling limit. It's muscles based on an adaptation process. That's why they tell you unaccustomed exercise, bouts of exercise are what causes muscle damage. And through that muscle damage, it repairs and remodels stronger so that it's resilient from further assaults. That's the adaptation process. It builds muscle so that you cannot build any more muscle. So it doesn't damage, and then it doesn't. And if it doesn't damage, then there's no more muscle growth. It's really simple.
I know it sounds daft to say, but that activates the Philly in your stomach, and what that does is helps you absorb all the food that you just eat in all the food.
That's why it's so hard to damage muscles, because you think, well, I'm super strong. Well, now that you can lift a heavy weight, right? Why don't you try to use that to damage the muscle fibers? Why don't they damage? Because they're super strong. Oh, you thought you were strong, right? You thought you were strong because you lifted a heavy weight. Well, if you're so strong, then try and damage those muscles so that you can bypass myonuclear domain size limit. You understand me? Look, a unique feature of untrained muscles is that they get stiff and sore due to what? Muscle damage, right, man? Look, I'll bring this up because maybe people that haven't seen this before don't understand what this is. I'm going to do you people a favor on here, okay?
According to NCBI, While concentric contractions initiate movements, eccentric contractions slow or stop them. A unique feature of eccentric exercise is that untrained subjects become stiff and sore the day afterwards because of damage to muscle fibers.
Yeah, because trained muscles, they don't get damaged anymore. Want to know why? Because they've adapted. That's why they've adapted. So they don't get damaged and they don't grow muscles. Oh, you don't believe me what they're talking about there. Okay, okay. You don't understand that, right? All right. So hold on. Let's go to hold on a second. Nuclei overload training precedes hypertrophy, not lost on detraining. This is weird. I think it's this one. There it is. Yeah. Nuclei overload. That nuclei overload thing from NCBI. Well, this is the map. Hold on. That's not what the one. I want this one here. Okay, so this is from NCBI, nuclei acquired by overload. You scroll down here, the famous map. What does it tell you? What does it say there? It says untrained first training satellite cell fusion, hypertrophy. Notice here on the detraining and retraining, they're not getting any more of these nuclei. They're not getting any more nuclei. Want to know why? Because it reached the ceiling limit during hypertrophy right there at the top. Hypertrophic, what do you call it? Process, during hypertrophic process. See that? Want me to prove that too? Okay. I'll prove that to you. What is that hypertrophic process? It's really simple. So this is myonuclear domain size limit. This is the process that it reached. MND size has a ceiling limit during hypertrophic process beyond which extra myonuclei are donated by satellite cell to support what? Further muscle growth. Yeah. But here's the problem with muscle damage. Now, you need damage to get those nuclei to wake up the satellite cell. But here's the problem with that damage. It's protected because it's the adaptive effect.
According to PubMed, abstract, the repeated bout effect in eccentric biased exercises is a well-known phenomenon, wherein a second bout of exercise results in attenuated strength loss and soreness compared to the first bout.
Yeah, it does. You want to know why? Okay, not this one. We don't want this one. Sorry, hold on. Repeated bout effect phenomena. There we are. I think it's this one. Yep. So, repeated bout effect, the protective effect against muscle damage from a single bout of eccentric exercise. The repeated bout effect refers to the adaptation whereby a single bout of eccentric exercise protects against muscle damage from subsequent eccentric bouts. And if you go into eccentric exercises like PubMed and all that, they tell you it's because it grows muscles, it repairs and remodels stronger, and then it's resilient from further assaults. See what I mean? Now, this is the protective effect against the bout when it gets damaged. So that, and then it repairs and remodels stronger during that period. And then it's resilient from further assaults. Yeah, and it only happens in an adaptation. That's why they tell you, hold on a second. Hold on a second.
According to NCBI, if a person is unaccustomed to a specific exercise or if it is of greater than normal intensity or duration, all forms of exercise can cause damage and pain.
That's right, providing they're unaccustomed. Notice how they didn't say what do you call it? They didn't say trained muscles get damaged. You understand me? Trained muscles going to a gym, they don't get damaged. That's why nobody's building any muscle. So unaccustomed exercise, hold on.
According to NCBI, extreme or unaccustomed eccentric exercise can cause exercise-induced muscle damage, characterized by structural changes involving sarcomere, cytoskeletal, and membrane damage, with an increased permeability of sarcolemma for proteins.
See? That's nothing to do with training. Now, you want to see that strength you're getting? So this is the strength that you're getting when you go to the gym, all of you. Myocytic androgen receptor controls the strength but not the mass of the limb muscles. See that? What controls the mass? The nuclei control the mass of that myonuclear domain. And there are different myonuclear domains providing they're based on adaptation processes. So you've run out of adaptations in the gym, you've adapted to it. Now if you go swimming, you'll adapt to that as well. That's a different domain. So you may not understand that, and I'm not going to explain anymore. I could probably go into more detail, but you're not building any muscle. Nobody is. You're just wasting your time. All right, in a gym.
You're about to eat all the vitamins and minerals helps you.
No. There's vitamins and fake minerals and everything. You can't absorb them. They're anti-nutrient. They're plants. They're drugs. He's lying. He's making this stuff up. He's just making stuff up. He doesn't know anything.
Absorb everything, so put everything into there. Got creatine separate as well, but put that.
Creatine doesn't build muscles either. They don't do anything. They just fill your muscles up with water, giving you the elusive appearance that you have muscles. That's why steroids don't build muscles. He's not building muscles. He's building sarcoplasmic muscles, and I can prove this too.
According to Nuvo Vivo, sarcoplasmic hypertrophy is a kind of artificial muscle growth wherein muscles increase its size visually by increasing the amount of fluid it can hold, but is not increasing the density of the muscle's fibers.
That's why there's no strength there. There's nothing involved in sarcoplasmic hypertrophy. So he's building, a lot of these people, their size is sarcoplasmic and they're getting fat at the same time. They're building fake muscles. There is such a thing as sarcoplasmic hypertrophy.
In my pre-gym drink later on today.
Especially when you eat creatine and artificial diets called carbohydrates.
So I've got all that, and then I've got a concoction of all different types of tablets.
Don't believe me? I can prove that too. I can go back here, man. Hold on. So what is the effect of glycogen on muscles? Serves mainly as a source of metabolic fuel for muscles, yes, but they grow up in glycogen, these muscles. So this is, you might want to read this. Does the sarcoplasm contain glycogen? Sarcoplasm is the cytoplasm of a muscle cell. It is comparable to the cytoplasm of other cells, but it contains unusually large amounts of glycogen, a polymer of glucose, myoglobin, and red colored protein, necessary for binding oxygen molecules to diffuse into muscle fibers and mitochondria. Yeah, but if you're eating large amounts of it from plants, then it's going to load in the muscle, giving you the appearance that you have these fake sarcoplasmic muscles. That's the thing. People don't realize that. But anyways, okay, let's move on with this.
That I just preload everything once a month. I'll do 30 of these at the start.
And you need these. Why? Why do you need these? This is all poison, man.
Every month. So we've got like joint tablets. We've got just general health.
Yeah, you know what they do? They increase toxicity in your body. That's what they do.
Tablets full of vitamin D, omega-3s, turmeric, magnesium, just so many different kinds of multivitamins and minerals. And I guess that's a big thing with the...
He has slaved himself to these fake things, fake plants.
Carnivore diet, because you're having no fruits and vegetables.
No, carnivore means somebody that eats meat. Eddie, you are not doing that because you're still eating these fake things.
You're going to be lacking the vitamins, the minerals, and everything.
You're not. What is he talking?
Minerals and everything.
Did he say he's going to be lacking the vitamins and minerals? You don't lack any vitamins and minerals. Meat is not deficient in any vitamins or minerals, Eddie. Boy, you're dumb. Eddie's really dumb, isn't he? Wow.
So stuff like that is absolutely essential, especially on a diet.
No, it's not essential, especially on a diet on carnivore. Man, he's brain dead.
Like this.
Look at him. What a slave.
Right, let's go take Wolf for a walk. Right, this is...
You have to take that stuff when you're on a vegan diet because it's deficient. Meat isn't deficient, Eddie. Boy, you really are... Man, there's something wrong with you.
Wolf, my fully trained protection dog. So he is trained to sync with the family, guard us as a unit, and also a really...
Yeah, I don't want to watch any of his dogs. Okay, so he's coming into the gym. He's a lifting slave.
Melatonin until we sleep. It's helped so much with
Melatonin? He's slaved himself to this.
getting my kicks up high. So I can kick someone in the head my own height, which...
Yeah, if you practice enough, of course, kicking your leg up in the air. And what purpose does that serve? Why do you want to kick somebody in the head? What's wrong with you?
For the size of me, is bloody good. So I can get like a head kick up to 6 foot.
Okay, whatever.
I'm still full, which I'm really surprised at. Usually by now I'm like...
It's not that you're still full. You're finally, your cells are getting all the nutrients they want. You're fat is what you are. You're fat and carrying excessive weight.
I could eat a bit more. A little bit bloated, if I'm being honest.
You're not bloated. It's because because your last meal was probably plant foods. And he's bloated because now when your body gets nutrients, but here's the problem. He ate those toxic pills. He ate that toxic powder. Of course he's going to be bloated. The meat's not bloating you. What an idiot. Isn't he stupid? Well, I'm going to be on carnivore diet, guys. Let me show you what I'm doing. Meanwhile, he's eating all these fake pills, powders, and everything, drinking like processed milk with cholesterol in it, more sugar, and cottage cheese. Like, this guy's full of shit, okay?
Well, I thought the bloat would go, but it's just stayed.
What? This guy's a bloated cow, man. This guy's stupid.
What's your energy levels then?
Well, we'll find out. I can't tell you what my energy levels like till I start.
You know, I find Eddie Hall to be the stupidest strongman that's out there. He's so dumb. And he's such a show-off. He's so narcissistic. I got the heaviest deadlift. It's all drugs. It's all fake strength. Everything he does is fake. There's nothing that he can do.
Sit around throwing fists, but I feel good. I feel alert. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Right, really, gotta be honest.
Honestly, I can't wait till he becomes 50, 40, 50, 57, my age.
My stomach is still full. I don't think it would be like that extreme. Because I'm used to eating a lot for breakfast, but by now it's digested a bit. But I think because it's all meat and dairy, it's just sat here. Like, I feel way more full than I would have done eating a normal breakfast.
Again, dairy, it's processed. It isn't carnivore diet and all the other fake stuff that he took in, okay? He's mixing it all up. He's always getting bloat because he's stupid. This isn't carnivore diet. Carnivore, if you were on carnivore, then it would just be meat. He's lying to you. He made it up. This video really is bad. It's a poor video.
Like my sourdough bread and carrots and fruit and everything. So maybe not.
Yeah, to him, it's always like, no carrots, no bread, blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Look at all the other junk he ate.
Something I've got to take into consideration is...
I mean, look what he's drinking there. He's got like the powder chemicals in there. You could see the pink color. Does water look pink to you? It's supposed to be see-through.
Maybe drop down the volume of the food a little bit because it's more dense. But I'm going to have to. Right, I'm with 2 yolks.
Whatever. He's lying.
And the total amount of
Okay, he's a wrestling slave now.
protein is 268 grams. Steak and eggs.
How do you know you're getting that much? You're frying it, so you're destroying the nutrients inside it.
Right, steak and 8 eggs coming up. 50 grams of butter.
I wonder if it's well done. Everything is so well done.
Babe, I'll get the milk. Do the hard bit. If I'm being
Again, let me get the milk, the cholesterol. Yes, okay.
totally honest, like, it's just gone 12:30. And I'm only just getting my hunger back. Usually by this time I'm
Okay, you're getting your hunger back. Yes. Okay.
absolutely ravenous. Like I cannot wait to eat my lunch. And today I'm just like, yeah.
Steroids, they don't build muscles. They just turn over protein. They're. It's like when you're on an intermittent fasting starvation diet, your hormones go sky high. The growth hormone sky and the testosterone, because it's trying to keep you alive. So it's recycling these old proteins. Can you imagine him recycling old proteins on steroids? That's all it's really doing. Loading energy as well, keeping the energy in the muscle. And so he's injecting sky high hormones because he wants his body to think it's starving. And so then when he eats all this weird food, it just loads everywhere. It loads in the fat, it loads in the muscles as glycogen, it loads all this crap. And then it turns over muscles because muscles have a myonuclear domain size limit. But fat cells, they don't have a nuclear domain size limit. And the sarcoplasm really doesn't have any limit. According to glycogen, you can load pounds and pounds of glycogen in there, giving you the visual effect that you have muscles, but you don't have any muscles. You understand me? He's injecting strength called steroids into his body, giving him fake strength.
I'm not.
So while he's lifting and injecting this strength, he is activating motor units, but the androgen receptor is what is giving him the power. It is for maximum force production, like I read you. Myocytic androgen receptor controls that strength. How does it control that strength? It's very simple. If you inject steroids, then the molecule binds with the myocytic androgen receptor. You understand me? Giving you maximum what? Force production. That's what they do. So, yeah, that's their job.
Overly craving. Oh dear. You want milk?
Don't say that to her, because she'll expect hair milk.
Betty.
Want Betty now?
Seen his fake milk
Bloody hell, that's a lot.
eggs. Well, at least they're kind of over easy there this time. They look kind of overdone. He's got a steak and a couple of eggs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 eggs there. I can eat 12 eggs in one shot like it was nothing.
I mean, just 8 eggs on its own is like quite a big meal. I always have to point this out as well, because people don't fathom how much food I eat, is that this is a platter plate, it's not a usual plate. Oh, can you get me a normal plate, please, just so I can point it out. That is a normal plate that everyone eats the food off.
That's a big difference.
It's a big difference, isn't it? And this is what people don't quite understand, because I'm so big, I make the plate look normal. It's a big plate.
The only reason I eat so much meat right now, I eat way more than Eddie Hall, man, okay? I can literally sit down for 4 hours and gorge on meat. You've seen my videos where I eat lots and lots of meat. I film some of it. I don't film all of it. I could show you every single plate that I would make, but I have nothing to say in the video. The truth is, Simon goes with me. He knows I eat a lot, bro. I can eat 3-4 plates of like 8 steaks on each plate. 8. There's never less than 8 steaks on each plate. You understand me? So that's a lot. I mean, that's a lot to eat. That's a lot of meat. For a lot of people at the buffet, they're like, you're the guy with the big appetite. You're the guy with the appetite. And that's not really appetite. Really, it's a training to eat that much and stretch your stomach and try to get more and accommodate more. But eventually, leptin works, ghrelin and leptin works, and then you just can't eat anymore because it shuts off. It cuts you off at some point. So you can only put in so much, because it's really anti-aging. The nutrients are anti-aging. So you need to increase the nutrients. You need to eat a lot of meat because of the nutrients that are in it. So you can push out the senescent cells and create new cells and get, wear off like DNA damage and a bunch of stuff to reverse aging. Meat is anti-aging. So the more you eat of it, it's anti-aging because it's pure nutrients. There's no sugar or toxins. But, Eddie Hall, he's an artificial slave. He loves the sugar, the drugs. He can't get away from it. He loves being fat and bloated with a fat face, a big stomach, fat all over his body, and pretend that he's a big, strong guy when he's really just a big, weak guy. That's really what he is without his drugs. Why doesn't he just put his drugs on the table and tell you what he's injecting?
A lot of food. Loads of like rock salt all over it. I'm in my happy place right now. Steak and eggs.
I would call him the fake carnivore slave. He's a fake carnivore slave. Look at him. Look at this. This is ridiculous. What a picture. I should use this picture. I don't know. It looks funny, man. This That picture looks funny.
It's literally like drinking cream. It is. It's like single cream. Al, I think for
Well, he's ridiculous.
Christmas Day, I think this is what we need to do. Just have everyone just have steak, eggs, and milk. What do you think?
I don't think anyone would want to come over.
Oh, look, you'd come over, wouldn't you, Jack?
I'll come over.
There you go, Jack will come. Right. I've got to say, from every single mouthful, from start to finish, that was fucking delicious.
What would you prefer, meal one and meal two?
That was amazing. That was just beautiful. Like, from every mouthful was just amazing.
So, Eddie, how was your food?
Mate, the food was absolutely spot on. I'm loving the carnivore diet so far. That was beautiful.
So, yeah, you feeling full? Or you still feeling a bit more hungry?
I think I'm satisfied. I wouldn't say I'm full, but I'm satisfied. Like, I can easily go and train now, and I know I'll be fine.
Because I know this morning you said you were feeling a bit bloated, so now,
Yeah.
after you trained...
I say this is new to me, so I think I'm going to have to adjust my my intake in the morning to suit my training session, because going fat...
You have to eat animal fat, a lot of animal fat. What animal fat was he eating here for energy? He's not. He's taking in sugar supplements. He's drinking these powders with sugar in it and cholesterol from the milk. So what is he really doing exactly? See what I mean? This is not carnivore.
It's cardio, isn't it, essentially? So you're doing cardio an hour after you...
Why do you need cardio? Working out is cardio alone. Lifting weights is cardio. Anything you're doing is cardio. Moving is cardio. If you're moving your body, it's cardio.
Had 5 eggs, 100 grams of salmon, a tub of cottage cheese, and whatever else. You know.
That's not a lot. He didn't really eat a lot. If you see my videos where I'm eating, I eat a lot in one sitting, and I can still keep eating. I literally go in there without eating breakfast. I could eat breakfast and go in and still eat all that, and then still eat in the evening. I can still eat in the evening.
And half a litre of milk, yeah, it was quite a lot. Might have been the...
And I'm not as fat as Eddie, carrying all that fat on my body like he is. I've gotten rid of the glycogen and I've gotten rid of the fat. So, yeah, he's fat. He's obese.
It might have been the pump, you know, the pre-workout I had. It might have been that just sat on top of it and just perhaps didn't mix. So maybe I have to cut that out.
Maybe I should call him obese carnivore slave. I don't know.
So you're feeling nice and energised for the next session then?
Yeah, what time? 1 o'clock. So we're going to go training now at a gym with my son Max, and we're going to go and hit
He's turned his son into a lifting slave too.
some weights, do a bit of a back session. My
All right.
back.
It's got fat.
He's checking his fat. This is ridiculous. He's so fat.
Stand up on that. I definitely put fat on. I know I am.
So I'll do the one of these one. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. But the weighing thing is,
Hold on.
And your knee and your calf.
you need don't sit down.
No, stood up,
I
mate.
want to know how fat he is.
So right side again. Yeah.
% body fat.
And your muscle mass.
It was 100, and the muscle mass was on.
Okay, this is...
And just gone, oh, Jesus Christ, I could see it adding on as the days went by. Come on, Lou, what's the damage? 27%. What did I say, 26?
Yeah, 20.
27% body fat. Jesus. A woman, just a normal woman walking around, they're usually 20%. They say he's 27. I don't believe that. I believe he's over 30, I'd say 40% body fat. They're just lying probably for the video. They don't want to scare you that the guy's 40% body fat or something. I don't know. It's got to be a lot more than that. But again, the glycogen in his muscle, you have to account for the glycogen. He's carrying a lot of glycogen.
Okay, 370 pounds and 27% body.
Remember, he's on steroids, so they're circulating the glycogen. It'll absorb a lot of this energy. The reason why he's high body fat, because on testosterone, not anabolics. When you're on anabolics, they tend to lower the fat, but retain the glycogen in the muscle. But when you're on high androgens, you usually get fat cells. They store energy in the fat at triglyceride and glycogen in the muscle. So that's what's so good about steroids. That's why they switch and they go, I'm going on cutting drugs. So what they do is they load all this glycogen in the sarcoplasm. So they create this sarcoplasmic hypertrophy muscles, these fake muscles, pretending, lifting heavy weights in the gym, which they don't need to do that. They're just doing that because they're injecting strength. And so they're just going gung-ho, lifting a heavy weight, trying to convince you that a heavy weight builds a muscle when weights don't build muscles, damage does, and then it doesn't build any more muscle because it's protected now from any further assaults getting damaged to build any more muscles, repairing and remodeling itself stronger. Okay, and it has a domain limit. That cell can only get so big. It can't keep getting bigger. If it did, you'd be weak. So anyway, so it's loading, and you go on cutting drugs, anabolics, and what do? It does the opposite. So it's higher on the anabolic side. So it drops the triglyceride. It helps you drop it and retain the glycogen in the muscle as an energy source. That's what it does. You're moving from one hormone to another. In your body, it doesn't do that. Your body doesn't do that. It does totally opposite. It's trying to keep the fat definitely the fat in the fat cells and the glycogen in the muscle. It'll do that as long as it can do that when you're starving, and the hormones will be sky high.
27.1.
They are just manipulating by injecting them.
27.1. That's probably the worst body fat I've ever taken. Last time, so back in 2018, just scroll back. So Luke did all my body fat back in like 2018.
That's why scientists, they tell you steroids do not build muscles. They don't build muscles. Satellite cells build muscles. Steroids, they don't build them. Now, if you were to get an unaccustomed exercise and get damaged, right, in an adaptation and taking steroids, will it increase when the satellite cells come out and they donate their nuclei, will this enhance the satellite cells and the nuclei to increase more of them? Yes, that's the only difference. That's why IOC said that they were going to eventually in the future, they may test for people that have high counts of nuclei or something like that. But what if you're smart enough to understand how to create them yourself? See what I mean? You do them naturally by doing as many unaccustomed exercises that you can out there to get an increase of these nuclei, because nuclei, they enhance your performance. According to my experience, when I did many things, exercises that I was unaccustomed to, I would force my body to be unaccustomed to get these nuclei. I can tell you it enhanced my performance. I didn't have to be a lifting slave in the gym anymore. I could literally lift weights all the time. I can come off the street 2 years later and still squat 500, still bench 400, 500. I could do anything at that time. I could run fast, super fast, 100 meters. I could do anything because your muscles repair and remodel. They stay. That's permanent. And these nuclei, you get them. Now, can I tell you the nuclei are permanent? Not totally. You can get an apoptosis and you can lose these nuclei. Definitely, you can lose that domain, can go away. It can with time and everything and whatever it is that you're doing there. If you don't keep up with it or something, I'm not talking. That's not based on maintenance. You don't maintain muscles. There's no such thing as I'm going to maintain muscles by lifting weights. You maintain muscles by eating. If you don't eat, and there's sufficient nutrients, you can get an apoptosis and lose these nuclei and muscle fibers.
It's 170 kilo and I was 25% body fat.
And your muscle mass
Was 100, and muscle mass was 127 kilo. So
his mass is going to be up because of the amount of fat that he's carrying. So definitely, if you're carrying excessive weight, 100 pounds on your body, of course, it has to increase to offset it.
fast forward to 2024, I'm 168 kilos, so I'm only 2 kilo lighter, but I've gone up 2% body fat, and the lean mass has gone down by 5 kilo.
Yeah, if you lose weight, then the lean mass will go down. It's no longer needs to compensate for carrying all that fat on you. Hello?
So, but that's going to happen. You know, like 2018, I just retired from Strongman, from winning the World's Strongest Man.
Yeah.
So over the last 6 years,
It's kind of obvious. Hello?
I mean, I've lost, that's a kilo a year, lost in muscle mass.
You didn't lose a kilo of muscle mass a year. You lost your fat on your body. Oh, fuck, man. I hate when they do this. You lost fat, excessive weight. So, of course, your body's going to go down in muscle mass. It's not compensating for carrying all that fat, Eddie Hall. Your fat head.
It's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
It's not bad, is it?
I've lost that in a year.
Yeah, there you go. But the worrying thing is the body fat has gone up. So as my muscle mass decreases, so should my body fat. So I need to do something about this.
What? That made no sense whatsoever. If you're losing body fat, your muscle mass is going to go down. It's going to go down.
Obviously, and this carnivore diet might be the answer. So I feel like we've just gone past 2:15.
No, just because you're eating carnivore diet, you're going to find you're going to lose a lot of weight because you're carrying fat. You have a fat head. You have a fat face, Eddie Hall. You're a fat pig.
And I'm feeling.
What does he not understand? What did these strongmen that are fat pigs not understand? That they're pigs, that they're fat pigs. They eat and gorge and take drugs. Look at his fat face. He has a fat head and a fat face and a fat body. He's a fat, obese little man walking around, a pretend strong man that injected steroids in him to pretend that he's a strong guy. How can a fat, obese guy inject steroids and convince the world that he's some kind of strong guy? See what I mean? He fooled all of you because you're stupid. People are stupid and easily fooled. They're dumb out there. That's why.
Nice. You know what I mean? Like, not hungry.
He's like pus-filled fat man, little fat man.
Energized, ready for a session. Let's get it. Right, we're at the gym. Just about to get stuck into
Jesus, he's back as a lifting slave, back at the gym lifting man-made weights.
a
Okay.
deadlifting back set. Feeling pretty good. Plates these days. Just try and speed rep them.
Feeling pretty good. Yes. Yeah, buddy. Back at the home.
It's 2024. And of course, my compulsory 50 grams of butter. That is very approx. It's
50 grams of butter. Jesus. Okay. I'm not really too much with the butter. Butter's okay. I cook things with butter if I had to cook, but I don't cook anything much anymore. I just eat it raw.
sometimes more, sometimes a little bit less, but most of the time more. So the strongman days, I'd eat a steak. It's a big difference. If you feel so.
Again, he had eggs and a steak. What's he going to say about feeling sore?
Then the training, like, you just, like, especially far. I love to do. At least, I'm going to say I dropped it down now. I do train time.
Look how fat he is. He's an obese, fat little man. He's a fat little obese man. Man, all you people are looking at this fat man and you're all revering him because, oh my God, he's Eddie Hall. He took steroids. A fat man took steroids and injected himself to pretend he's a strong guy. Pretend.
To do sort of 3 times a week. I'll come and do hot and cold. And the aim is really just to aid recovery. Get the
Recovery? Because he's a slave, a lifting slave.
inflammation down in the body. So you
Yeah, I love this. Inflammation down in the body. That's all he's really doing. Lifting is inflaming his body. He's causing inflammation in his cells in his body. That's it. So he's like a puff doll walking around.
head back into training. More fresh.
Yes, head back into training so I can increase the to inflame my muscles again, pretending that I'm big and fat, more fat than I usually am. Okay.
Less sore, which makes a big difference.
And then, yeah, less sore. If you're sore, then that's the inflammation. Now, that's not based on delayed onset muscle soreness. That would be based on an adaptation process. But he's sore because he's fucking destroying his body. Inflammation, inflammatory response, fake muscles.
If you feel sore, then the training, like, you just, like, especially fighting, if you're going into fighting.
If you're sore, that means you're destroying your body. That's a sign, but you know, he doesn't listen to his body. These lifting slaves, they don't listen to their bodies. They don't care.
Sore, your wrist's sore, and your elbows sore, and your arms are heavy. You're not going to perform as well. So this is a big
Of course you're not going to perform as well. You lose your performance.
thing for me. Is keeping the inflammation markers down so you feel.
I love this. Keeping the inflammation markers down. The inflammatory response, it's responding to something because you have hypoxia, damage, oxidative stress, oxidation, and hypoxia damage, bro. That's what that is. That's the response of that inflammatory response is, and you feeling sore after your workout. If you're feeling sore after your workout, I'm not talking about delayed onset muscle soreness. That's based on an adaptation. That is based on muscle damage. This is based on hypoxia damage. You're sore after your workout. That's a lot of hypoxia. Tasty, man. You're really just destroying yourself.
So you feel good going into your sessions.
Whatever.
Whoa.
You need that inflammation. It helps heal the hypoxia damage. That's the whole point. And you're going to have an influx of some stem cells probably floating around from mesenchymal, these mesenchymal cells being drawn out of your bone marrow, floating around, and a bunch of other stem cells because they're trying to repair the damage from hypoxia, dude.
So there's a 6.
Look, he's drinking that fake powder juice or whatever they call it, that liquid, that toxic soup there.
I'll be waiting over here with the gremlin. I have a gut feeling. I mean, that snack I had earlier.
Snacks? He's snacking. Why does he have to snack? See what I mean?
Little snack. As I say, I'm not hungry. Not peckish, but I'm not hungry. So
he's not hungry, but he's addicted. He's addicted. That's what he is. An addiction. Cravings and addictions to drugs.
A kilo of salmon and 5 eggs is probably not.
Think about it. It made him into what he is today, injecting steroids. Why would he not have an addiction and cravings to steroids? Once you try it and, you know, you see the fame and the money and all these things happening, why wouldn't he keep doing it? See that? That's the problem with these lifting slaves, these strongman slaves, or fake strongman slaves, I call them.
The peckish kind of meal I should be eating, but I've got to eat the volume, you know? I suppose my body's got to adjust and get used to this. For being honest.
Oh, yeah, sure. Look at the child. She's eating it. These toxic fruits, my God. She shouldn't be eating that. She should be eating meat. He's got her addicted to it, too, because now once she tries it, she goes, wow, it's sweet. Nice drugs, Daddy.
I'm probably like going through
that. You know what that does to the child? Remember what's in there. Drugs. It's sugar, it's cellulose, it's fiber, and it's toxins. It's got oxalates in there. It's destroying her health.
Today, because I wrote today's menu out last night.
Notice how she can't stop eating them because cravings and addictions. This just goes to show you cravings and addict. That's why kids are. Once you get kids hooked on these junk foods, they can't stop eating them and these fruits because they're sweet. That's the drug addiction, and you can't stop eating it to the point where you die. It can kill you. People have eaten these things to the point where they're so addicted, it destroyed them and killed them.
Scripted it all out. I thought to myself, yeah, that's about right. You know, that'll keep me hungry and keep me full up in places. But I'll be honest, like, I think I'm not coming to every meal hungry. And
watch the kid. See how addictive these things are. She can't stop eating them, and he doesn't stop her. And your body will not stop because it'll keep craving these drugs.
Well, I like to be hungry when I eat. So
he likes to be hungry when he eats. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's a good idea.
We have to reduce down the amount of meat, amount of eggs, the amount of fats, just so I can continue on this quest. And I guess the whole purpose of this is to lose.
Now he's kind of trying to hold her, but look at her. She's grabbing at it because she can't stop. This just goes to prove that these things are addictive. Fruits are addictive because the sugar content in it.
Lose a bit of body fat. If I'm in a calorie surplus, I'm going to put weight on, aren't I?
That stuff is going to destroy her brain. She's going to be dysfunctional in school, eating these things eventually. This is hurting her over the long run. No children should eat any of these things. They should eat raw eggs, meat, raw eggs, and animal products. None of these things. They should drink some raw milk, especially from the age of 1 to 3, I'd say, or 2. But after 2, I think you can't even, they don't have the enzyme to process milk. That's why you go off of it.
So I need to get the calories down a little bit. Oh, right, I'm going to do this bone broth unless I'm waiting. So grass-fed organic.
Bone broth in a package. He's eating bone broth. Okay, grass-fed. That's pretty good. Bone broth, if it's real, yeah.
Bone broth. It's like gelatin.
Yeah, that's kind of like what it is, gelatin. It's the collagen. That's what bone broth is, collagen. That's the glue that holds your body together, Eddie. You probably didn't even know that.
Oh, God.
Okay, if you heat it up, then it'll liquefy. But that's what it looks like in its state, normal state.
So it's all the gelatin out the bones and everything, isn't it? Oh. Yeah, that's melted, all right.
Yes, the gelatin, yes. The collagen, yes.
Here he is, big lad. Big balls.
Yep.
Here, mate. That is actually, like, really good. Honestly,
Oh, yeah.
that is banging. Give me another 30 seconds of it. I'm well impressed with that. But I'm going to have another one later just before bed.
Sure.
This is a different kind of sea. The wind, the waves.
I'm well impressed with that. My digestion.
Oh, I hope I didn't mess that up. It's a long video.
Actually banging. I can't believe how good that is. Bone broth, everyone.
Bone
Give
broth.
it a try.
Yeah, that bone broth is collagen, yes. Okay. He's going to have fish and eggs, all right.
Thank you, darling. This looks lovely. All the juices from the salmon mixed with the butter.
Salmon looks good. This video is going way too long. I got to speed it up a bit. So,
The 450 gram of Greek yogurt, natural Greek yogurt.
Greek yogurt, yeah. I'm really, man, these processed foods, I don't know. I'm kind of against them. This is not carnivore diet. This is not carnivore.
Cheeseburgers, mincemeat. So I can have some fun with this. And I feel like today I've eaten too much, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I can't wait to see his next video. How long will he stick with the so-called, what he calls carnivore diet, his natural food, meat? I'm curious to see how this slave will continue in eating something that is normal to eat, natural, than eating drugs all day. But okay, what do you expect from a person that's injecting drugs, eating drugs? Well, remember, this is what they call, what do they call that? These people, when they say, well, they wing you on creatine, and then the next thing would be to take the drugs, the steroids. Well, it's the same thing here. Once you start eating drugs all day, you eating them, the next step would be to what? Inject them, called steroids. See what I mean? It's prepping you to do that, to take more drugs and just continue on in that behavior, drugs.
Like, it's been a grind to
Been a
eat
grind.
8,500 calories and 616 grams of protein.
8,500 calories. Okay, whatever.
To be honest, it's been a grind. So I'm going to play around with it, but I'm going to stick to the diet. I'm going to stick to eating nothing but meat and dairy because I enjoy it.
Dairy is it's processed. You shouldn't be really drinking milk, man. They have exosomes in them. They're bad for you. The increase of exosomes is terrible for you. But okay, Eddie, what do you expect? You're a slave, but you're going to do whatever. There's no convincing this guy. You can't tell him what to do. He's just going to continue in this behavior, on a destructive path of this behavior, whatever. I'll see you in the next one. He's just going to lose his looks more and more over time. He's going to get uglier and uglier. He's just going to look terrible. Can you imagine seeing him as an obese, old, fat man? He's just going to look so ugly. Man, he's going to look worse than Blaha. Blaha looks 85 at 47. This guy is like what? In his just 30 or something? Or early 30s? 20s, late 20s, early 30s or something? And he's looking like he's already in his late 50s. Look at him. I'll see you in the next one, friends. Don't you think about that, like, subscribe, support the channel. See you in the next video. This is ridiculous, man. Eddie Hall.